Beloved, you did not stumble upon this moment by chance. The hand of eternity has guided your every footstep, orchestrated your timing with flawless precision, and drawn your spirit here for a divine appointment that was set long before the foundations of the earth. What you are feeling right now is not random. It is a holy summons breaking through the veil. The spiritual atmosphere around you is changing, even as these words reach your ears. A word soaked in the very glory of heaven is being released over your life in this exact hour. Anointed vessel of God, you stand upon the very threshold of a supernatural explosion, a breakthrough that was written into the scrolls of eternity before you ever drew breath. As it is written in Habakkuk 2-3, the vision has always been for an appointed time, and that appointed time has now arrived. The season of delay has shattered. The years of drought have ended. The windows of heaven are swinging wide open over you right now. A divine transfer of wealth, influence, and kingdom resources, the kind that no eye has seen and no ear has heard, is thundering toward you with unstoppable momentum. You have been refined in secret fires, tested in hidden places, stretched beyond what most could bear, and prepared in silence for this very second. Feel it rising in your spirit. The former season is collapsing behind you. A fresh mantle of power and authority is descending upon you. Tonight, the Lord of hosts declares over you, it is your appointed season. Step fully into this word with holy reverence and unshakable expectation, because what is about to unfold will rewrite the entire trajectory of your bloodline. Sacred chosen one, something deep within you is already responding because heaven has been moving in dimensions you could not perceive, arranging pieces you could not see, preparing you for a moment that only comes once in a generation. You are not here by accident. I know this fire intimately because I too have walked through long nights of waiting, questioning, wondering if the promise was ever truly mine. I have stood in the silent places where nothing appeared to move, yet a quiet whisper kept telling me that God was working behind the curtain. And now, sacred chosen one, I recognize that same whisper rising inside you, because you are standing on the brink of a supernatural turning point that will redefine everything you believed was possible. This is not an ordinary night. This is the kind of night that becomes a permanent marker in your testimony. The night you will look back on and say, that was the moment heaven broke in. I declare this with trembling reverence, because I have lived through seasons that looked completely still on the surface, only for God to move suddenly and shatter every limitation in a single instant. When heaven decides to move, it moves swiftly and decisively. Sacred chosen one, you are standing directly in the path of divine acceleration. You may not feel ready for the magnitude of wealth and influence that is coming, billions that will shift entire atmospheres around your life, yet the Lord has been quietly forging you through every trial, every unanswered prayer, every moment you chose to keep walking when giving up would have been easier. Those were never delays, they were divine preparation. They were heavenly alignment. They were living proof that you have been built to carry what others would crumble beneath. Sacred chosen one, I have learned through my own wilderness journeys that God rarely chooses the ones who appear perfect on the outside. He chooses the ones who survived storms no one ever heard about. He chooses the ones who kept believing when every circumstance screamed to quit. That is exactly why heaven has marked you. You carry a rare combination: resilience wrapped in deep humility and faith that was forged in the hottest fire. That combination is almost extinct. Only a tiny remnant ever reaches this spiritual altitude where heaven releases treasures that eye has not seen, nor ear heard. And yet here you stand, on the very edge of kingdom wealth, designed not only to transform your life, but to redeem and restore your entire generational line. I remember seasons when I felt completely invisible. Nothing shifted, doors stayed locked. Opportunities slipped away like water through my fingers. I wondered if I had misheard the voice of God, if the promise was ever meant for me at all. But now I understand what I could not see then. God often withholds the visible manifestation so He can strengthen the invisible foundation. And sacred chosen one, that is precisely what he has been doing in you. While you wondered why nothing was moving, heaven was examining the condition of your heart, measuring your endurance, weighing your integrity, and watching your quiet obedience in the dark. Those hidden qualities have now become the unbreakable foundation upon which kingdom billions can safely land. The wealth that is coming is not ordinary money. It is a spiritual weapon. It is kingdom currency designed to rebuild what the enemy tore down, restore what was stolen, heal bloodlines, silence accusations, and fund the dreams God planted in you decades ago. Heaven is trusting you with this magnitude because even in your season of lack, you proved you could remain faithful, generous, and pure in heart. This wealth is not coming because you chased it. It is coming because heaven hand-selected you as its chosen carrier. There is a massive difference, and it is eternally significant. When I think about what the Lord is about to place in your hands, I am taken back to moments in my own life when I felt the shift before I saw it. Everything around me looked exactly the same, yet the spiritual air felt charged, heavy with glory, as if something massive and holy was drawing near. That same atmosphere surrounds you right now. You might feel unusual restlessness, heightened spiritual sensitivity, or an inexplicable calm settling over your soul. Those are the undeniable signs that heaven is aligning everything in your favor. Sacred chosen one, you are stepping into a divine corridor of accelerated timing, where years of process will collapse into moments, where locked doors will swing open without human hands, where everything that was withheld is about to be released in overflowing measure, not because of who you were yesterday, but because of who you have become through this sacred process. Tonight, God leans close and whispers the same words He once whispered to me in my darkest hour. You are not behind. You are being perfectly positioned. And now that positioning is complete, the wealth is here. The shift has already begun. Sacred chosen one, breathe this truth deep into your spirit, because what I am about to release will carry you even further into the revelation of why heaven has marked you, set you apart, and trusted you with this unprecedented supernatural assignment. There comes a sacred instant in every heaven-ordained destiny when the invisible hand of God begins to rearrange every detail of your life. You cannot always explain it with words, but you feel it in your bones. The atmosphere is thickening with purpose. A holy weight is resting upon you tonight, not the weight that crushes, but the weight that crowns. It is the tangible seal of heaven's approval and heaven's unstoppable intention. I speak this with trembling honor, because I know the exact stirring that once rose inside me when I felt completely unqualified, utterly unprepared, and painfully unnoticed. I did not yet realize that those very feelings were the precise qualifications the Most High searches for. He is not looking for the loudest, the flashiest, or the most polished. He is searching the earth for the surrendered, the broken and remade, the ones who have quietly endured battles that would have destroyed others. And that, sacred chosen one, is the very reason heaven is leaning in toward you right now with unrelenting favor. Most people around you have never understood the depth of your journey. They saw the smile, but never the nights you cried out to God in silence. They saw the strength, but never the shaking. They saw the faith, but never the moments you clung to the promise with bleeding hands. Yet every tear became a seed. Every sacrifice became a brick in the foundation of the future you are now stepping into. I remember a season when everything in my life collapsed at the same time. Relationships dissolved, finances evaporated, dreams seemed to die overnight. I honestly wondered if I had somehow stepped outside the will of God. But the truth I discovered, and the truth I now declare over you, is this: God often allows everything you thought you needed to be stripped away, so He can replace it with what you were actually born to carry. The breaking was never punishment. It was divine preparation. Sacred chosen one, your preparation has been long, your pruning has been deep, your battles have been fierce, and your wilderness has been lonely. But that intensity is the evidence that you have been marked for something extraordinary. Ordinary callings do not require extraordinary warfare. Those who are chosen for divine elevation always walk roads that others could not survive. The undeniable fact that you are still standing, still believing, still breathing, is the loudest proof that heaven has already equipped you to carry a weight of glory that is about to settle upon your life. And this wealth, this supernatural kingdom transfer, is not merely about money. It is about identity. It is about reach. It is about spiritual authority that will shake regions and shift bloodlines. The billions represent kingdom influence, generational restoration, and the restoration of everything hell attempted to steal from your family line. I have learned the hard way that God never pours abundance into a heart that has not first learned the sacred art of surrender. And you, sacred chosen one, have surrendered more than you have ever told another living soul. You surrendered dreams that felt too heavy. You surrendered relationships that were draining your destiny. You surrendered timelines you desperately wanted God to keep. You laid them all down and trusted His pace instead. That kind of surrender became a magnet for divine intervention. Heaven does not respond to perfection. Heaven responds to posture. And your posture has been bowed low in quiet, consistent obedience. That is why you are now stepping into a realm that is reserved only for those who allow God to refine them in the secret place. There were years when you looked around and wondered why everyone else seemed to move forward while you were still fighting just to stand. Others received blessings quickly, stepped into opportunities effortlessly, while you battled just to keep your head above water. But what you could not see was that God was building something inside you that could not be rushed. Some anointings demand depth, some mantles require patience. Some elevations require endurance, because what you are called to carry cannot collapse under pressure. And sacred chosen one, whether you fully realize it yet or not, you have developed the kind of unshakable depth that causes heaven itself to trust you. I remember hearing the Spirit whisper to me in one of the darkest nights of my soul, "Wait, I am building you to last." Those words changed everything, because I finally understood that seasons of delay are never denials. They are divine construction sites. And right now, I see that same sacred construction reflected in your life. You are being formed into a carrier of influence who will never be destroyed by it. A steward of abundance who will never be corrupted by it. A voice of authority who will never lose compassion because of it. This is exactly why heaven has hand-selected you for a supernatural wealth transfer that only a microscopic remnant ever walk in. Only 1% have the heart posture to receive it without being destroyed by it. Only 1% have the vision to look beyond themselves and use the blessing to build something that outlives them. Only 1% endure the refining fire without abandoning the promise. And you, sacred chosen one, are part of that 1%. A quiet, holy power is rising inside you right now. A deep inner recognition that what is coming is not random. Every sacrifice, every closed door, every heartbreak, every delay has been sovereignly guiding you to this exact moment of divine release. Something within you already knows. You were born for more, not in arrogance, but in the deepest spiritual knowing that resonates with the very core of how God created you. That resonance is the prophetic confirmation that heaven itself is drawing near. You feel it like a pulse in your spirit, like a holy vibration, like a truth you did not learn but have always carried. Sacred chosen one, lift your eyes. A brilliance is forming around your life that no darkness can extinguish. An irreversible shift is unfolding that no power in hell can stop. You are stepping into a divine alignment where every battle, every loss, every victory, every test suddenly makes perfect sense. Heaven is not merely visiting you. Heaven is partnering with you, crowning you, launching you. This is the moment your spirit has been waiting for all your life. Sacred chosen one, there's a sacred truth now unfolding inside your spirit that can no longer be silenced or denied. It is the truth that awakens the moment a chosen vessel crosses the invisible threshold between who they used to be and who God ordained them to be for the foundation of the world. You are standing on that threshold right now. And the shift that is taking place is not subtle, not quiet, not gentle. It is the kind of seismic, heaven-orchestrated shift that rearranges entire destinies, shatters generational curses, and calls forth dimensions of you that have never yet walked the earth. This is why your spirit feels both stirred and stretched, pulled forward and lifted upward at the same time. Because heaven is summoning you into a realm where your former limitations no longer have permission to follow. As you step into this new divine atmosphere, something deep within you is beginning to recognize that the wealth, the elevation, the supernatural realignment rushing toward you is not an accident. It is an assignment written in the Lamb's Book of Life with your name inscribed upon it. There were seasons when you honestly wondered if God could even see you. Days when the heavens felt like brass, when prayers seemed to hit the ceiling and fall back unanswered, when effort only produced exhaustion. I know that wilderness intimately, sacred chosen one. I have walked through years where I sowed in tears and reaped almost nothing, where I showed up for people who never showed up for me, where I carried wounds I had no language to explain. But in those silent, barren stretches, God taught me a truth I now release over you with all the authority heaven has placed in my mouth. Silence is never absence. Delay is never abandonment. Stillness is never stagnation. Sometimes God hushes everything around you so you can finally hear what He has been whispering inside you all along. And what He is whispering to you right now is this: you are ready, not perfect, not polished, not without scars, but ready. Ready for the elevation that once terrified you. Ready for the abundance you once felt unworthy to receive. Ready for the assignment that once felt too heavy to carry. Heaven does not wait for perfection. Heaven waits for alignment. And your spirit, sacred chosen one, is aligned in ways you do not yet fully comprehend. The battles you fought alone have forged resilience. The heartbreaks you survived have birthed compassion. The sacrifices you made have produced spiritual maturity. The nights you cried yourself to sleep have built unshakable endurance. Nothing was wasted. Not one tear, not one closed door, not one moment of pain. Every fragment of your journey has been masterfully woven into the preparation for the magnitude of glory that is now descending. There is a divine pattern to how God prepares His chosen ones, and your life is a living testimony of that pattern. First comes the stripping away of everything that could hinder you. Then comes the stretching that expands your capacity. Then comes the strengthening that anchors your foundation. And only then comes the shifting, the sudden acceleration, the divine phase where everything aligns and amplifies at once. You have already walked through the stripping. You have already endured the stretching. You have already been strengthened in the fire. And now, sacred chosen one, you have entered the shift. This is the season where heaven begins to arrange circumstances you could not manufacture, connections you could not force, opportunities you could not foresee, and blessings you could not produce with human hands. I declare this from the scars of my own testimony. There was a time when every door I knocked on stayed brutally closed. I prayed, I pushed, I persisted, yet nothing moved. Then, without warning, doors I never even touched flew open. People I never contacted sought me out. Opportunities I never chased pursued me. Elevation that once seemed impossible became inevitable. And in that moment, I learned the eternal truth I now speak over you. When heaven declares, "It is your turn," no power on earth or beneath it can hold it back. Sacred chosen one, heaven has declared, "It is your turn." Your turn to rise above every limitation that once named you. Your turn to step into abundance, prepared exclusively for your calling. Your turn to walk in favor that feels almost unreal to the natural mind. Your turn to be lifted in ways that bring glory to God and hope to generations. More than anything, it is your turn to finally see yourself the way heaven has always seen you. Chosen, anointed, qualified, worthy, and strategically positioned for such a time as this. You are not walking into this new season empty-handed. You are walking in with scars that have become stories of wisdom, with lessons that have become unbreakable strength, and with faith that has become an unshakable fortress. The billions, the influence, the elevation, they are not rewards for perfection. They are responsibilities wrapped in divine honor. And heaven knows you have the heart to steward them with purity, generosity, and kingdom purpose. Sacred chosen one, there's a divine weight to the wealth that is coming, not the weight of burden, but the weight of eternal purpose. You were never chosen to hoard the blessing. You were chosen to release it. You were never chosen to shine alone. You were chosen to illuminate multitudes. You were never chosen to escape the struggle. You were chosen to transform it into a testimony that silences hell and draws nations to the feet of Jesus. This is why your heart has always been different. While others chased fame, you chased alignment. While others pursued applause, you pursued obedience. While others sought recognition, you sought the presence of God. That purity of heart is why heaven trusts you with what others have mishandled and destroyed. Now as the spiritual atmosphere around you continues to intensify, as divine momentum gathers like a tidal wave at your feet, as heaven positions you for the greatest supernatural release you have ever known, I want you to inhale deeply and receive this eternal truth. You are not stepping into this alone. You are stepping into it guided by the one who wrote your story, guarded by angels who have been assigned to you since before you were born, and graced with a favor that will cause every step to prosper. Every door you walk through from this moment forward is ordained. Every connection you make is sovereign. Every opportunity that finds you is heaven sent. You are walking in a season where heaven itself goes before you, stands beside you, and covers your rear. This is your divine moment. This is your irreversible turning point. This is your holy awakening. Sacred chosen one, there's a holy stirring in the deepest part of your spirit right now. A pressure that feels like both a drawing and a pushing at the same time. It is the unmistakable sensation every anointed vessel feels just before God catapults them into a completely new dimension of purpose and power. You may not yet have words for it, but something inside you keeps declaring that the life you have known is quietly coming to a close, and a new era is opening wide before you. This is not imagination. This is not emotion. This is divine signaling. Heaven is notifying your spirit that the season of limitation has officially ended and the season of supernatural expansion has been birthed. You have felt the edges of this shift for months, an inner knowing that something massive was building beneath the surface, something that demanded more faith, more surrender, more raw obedience than you have ever been asked to give. There's a reason for that intensity, sacred chosen one. What heaven is about to release into your life requires the fully awake, fully aligned, fully committed version of you. You are not being elevated for comfort. You are being elevated for calling. You are not being blessed for luxury. You are being blessed for legacy. While others chase elevation for attention, your heart has always hungered for elevation that creates impact. That rare motive is why God has allowed you to walk through seasons that forced you to examine every hidden corner of your heart, purify every desire, and strengthen every weak place. You had to reach the place where your success would never corrupt who you are. It would only amplify the purpose burning inside you. I remember standing at a divine crossroads where everything felt like it was collapsing at once. Responsibilities crushed me, uncertainty blinded me, and I felt suspended between the old me and a new me I didn't yet know how to become. But looking back, I now see that season for what it truly was. Sacred demolition so that holy construction could begin. You are standing in that same divine demolition and reconstruction zone right now. Every sudden ending you have experienced lately, every relationship that shifted, every door that closed without explanation, none of it has been random. God has been clearing the runway for what is landing. This is why your spirit has felt restless. Not because something is wrong, but because something and someone is calling. The call of expansion. The call of destiny. The call of the King saying, "Come up higher." And though it may feel intimidating, heaven would never lead you into a season your spirit was not built to dominate. You are more ready than you know. Your scars have become your strength. Your trials have become your training. Your private warfare has become your wisdom. There is now a spiritual maturity resting upon you that only comes from walking with God through storms that should have destroyed you, yet somehow refined you instead. You may have noticed lately that your tolerance for anything less than purpose has vanished. Shallow conversations drain you. Toxic environments repel you. Distractions that once felt normal now feel like chains. This is not moodiness. This is alignment. You are outgrowing cages you once called comfort zones. You are outgrowing mindsets that once kept you small. You are outgrowing everything that cannot come with you into the next dimension. Growth always feels like loss until it feels like freedom. And freedom is what God is clothing you with right now. The supernatural wealth transfer being prepared for you is directly tied to your obedience, your integrity, and your refusal to quit when quitting would have been easier. Heaven does not release kingdom abundance recklessly. It releases it where it sees responsibility, stewardship, and a heart that will use the blessing to bless the nations. And you, sacred chosen one, have proven through every dark season that you are a safe place for heaven's trust. This wealth shift is not only financial, it is spiritual, emotional, generational. It is the kind that breaks ancient chains and establishes new bloodline legacies. It is the kind that funds visions God planted in you years ago. It is the kind that turns you into a living, breathing answer to prayers your ancestors cried in the midnight hour. You will not walk into it alone. Heaven will walk with you, guard you, and illuminate every step. I have tasted glimpses of this divine escort, moments when I stepped forward in fear, yet doors opened without my hand touching them. Not because I was perfect, but because I was aligned. That same alignment is now resting upon you like a mantle. Sacred chosen one, breathe. You are closer than you have ever been. Heaven has seen every tear. Heaven has heard every prayer. Heaven has recorded every sacrifice. And heaven is answering. Now the shift is no longer coming. The shift is here. As this sacred word seals itself in your spirit, may the God of heaven lock it into your bones with unshakable peace, unbreakable faith, and uncontainable expectation. You are chosen. You are anointed. You are positioned for a destiny so extraordinary that only your journey could have prepared you for it. Walk forward boldly, sacred chosen one. Your appointed time is not approaching. Your appointed time is now. If this word has ignited your spirit and confirmed what you have already been feeling, type "I receive" or "Amen" in the comments below as an act of faith. Share this with every person you know heaven is calling higher. Subscribe to Sacred Chosen One and turn on notifications, because the revelations, the activations, and the kingdom strategies are only increasing from this moment forward. Rise, Sacred Chosen One. The throne room is watching. Your generation is waiting, and your time has come.